The U.S. has superimposed sanctions regime on 7 Ruski oligarchs and 17 elder by the government officials, charging them of defame operation about the ball. 12 companies belonging by the oligarchs, the country weapon exporting country and a banking are as well authorized. Exchequer Secretariat Stephen Mnuchin told the penalties aim such profiting of Russia's pervert framework. The go was a answer to Russia's estimated interference in the 2016 U.S. president poll, he told. The sanctions regime are as well creature superimposed since of the actions undertaken by the Kremlin in Crimean Peninsula, East Ukraine and Syria, Mr. Mnuchin told in a declaration on Friday. He charged the Ruski by the government of malevolent cyber activities and told the sanctions regime would goal such who gain of the Putin mode. This Ruski by the government operates for the unproportional gain of oligarchs, he added. It is the largest violent activity undertaken by the Trump card authority therefore far versus Moscow. Recent monthly the U.S. superimposed sanctions regime on 19 Russians, charging them of intervention in the 2016 poll and estimated cyber attacks. As well on the listing is Suleiman Kerimov, who is one of Russia's richest men. His household controls Russia's greatest oil manufacturer, Polyus, and he has an alleged net cost of $, Alexander Torshin, a elder Ruski formal in informed bonds to the Domestic Gun Associate of America, National Rifle Association, has been blocked. Mr. Putin's bodyguard, his child-in-law, the chief of Russia's domestic safety justice, and ex-main secretary Viktor Zubkov are as well authorized. Ruski country weapon exporting country Rosoboronexport, one of the company's aim, told the sanctions regime were intended to strengthen Russia out of the world weapon marketplace. Any holdings they include by U.S. jurisdictional include been iced and U.S. citizens are prohibited of making industry in them. The is unjust contest in its especially pure shape, a representative said Reuters news story agent. The is the largest violent go versus Russia, undertaken by the Trump card authority, targeting Vladimir Putin's internal round. The behalf largest known to Britons will be Oleg Deripaska, a multimillionaire who was at the center of a policy fracas 10 years ago while he entertained Labour's Peter Mandelson and the prudent dark Chancellor George Osborne on his excellent boat. Of more than concern there in the U.S. are his protection to gender Manafort, Mr. Trump card's ex-campaigning officer. Convention gone a law recent summer inviting for such a measures and has criticized the Trump card authority for take so length to instrument. But elder officials urge how they include been planner the moves for several period. These sanctions regime were already in the plant up the nervous system broker assault on a ex-Ruski spy in the UK, so are not a straight answer to it. But they add to the growing tactful tensions among the Western and Russia above how occurrence, and difference dramatically in CEO Trump card's sequentially milder attitude to Mr. Putin. Over the 1 week, Mr. Trump card thick felt enforced to urge he was creature hard on Russia but told he yet hoped a nice relation in its lead was probable. How seems though less than potential currently. Russia has vowed how down there will be a hard answer to the new sanctions regime. We will not keep the present and any new against Russian assault out of a hard answer, the Overseas Ministry told in a declaration. We would love to counsel Washington to fall, as quickly as probable, the illusions how they can say to us in the tongue of sanctions regime. Over on Friday, the Ruski legation in Washington told the sanctions regime were a error. We are said how these measures are not designed versus the Ruski human beings, but they are, the legation told in a position on its Facebook web page. It outlined the sanctions regime as a new strike to Russo-American relations.